But meanwhile, Patrick, I have to say, Britain seems to be a basket case politically. Your new Prime Minister just absolutely staggers me. This Keir Starmer, we've mentioned this a couple of times before. He's had to admit, but now he's had to admit he's taken twice as much free clothes from a rich donor called Lord Ali. $60,000 worth, and now has been shamed into repaying about $10,000 of it. Why is that?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you exactly why it is. It's because our Prime Minister appears to have a sugar daddy, and that sugar daddy appears to be called Lord Wahid Ali. It is a remarkable state of affairs that we have in Britain at the moment, where this Labour government promised us that they were going to ride in on a wave of change. We just didn't know that that change was that he would be the only Prime Minister to accept donations from a man who is now under investigation by the House of Lords for his wife's clothes, his clothes, glasses, and pretty much everything that you can lay your hands on. We are now living in a real-world animal farm under this Labour government, where some people, of course, are equal, and Labour ministers are certainly more equal than others. Just to run us through what's going on here, the cloud of sleaze and corruption has got a bit too much for the PM. He's told us that he's done nothing wrong, and that these donations were like giving to charity. It was like giving to charity. Well, now he's handed back 6,000 of it. The problem for him is that he's taken at least £106,000 worth of freebies. And people are saying, well, if that was you or me, we would have to pay an amount of tax on that, somewhere in the region of £50,000. Is he going to do that? But I've just got a quick list here, Andrew, because he's not the only one, right? So we've got the Deputy Prime Minister took money for an Ibiza trip at a DJ booth in an Ibiza nightclub, also stayed at a New York penthouse apartment that happened to be owned by Lord Wahid Ali. The Environment Secretary took free tickets from a company that has been found to have been pumping raw sewage into our rivers. Our Business Secretary was going to hike taxes on YouTube, took free tickets to Glastonbury from YouTube, and the next day they decided to drop that hike in tax. The Prime Minister stands accused of asking whether or not this is an admission of guilt, handing back the money. It certainly seems to be ill-advised, given that he originally told us that there was nothing wrong here. He, of course, and everyone involved, denies any wrongdoing. But it begs the question, is there something lurking in the shadows here that is about to come out that could actually bring him down?
Is there an investigation to Lord Ali at all?
Yeah, there is. So this investigation is not for the donations that he gave to our Prime Minister, or indeed this catalogue of other people that seem to be around the Labour government at the moment. They are around him declaring or not declaring various different business interests. Now, he's a fabulously wealthy man. He has business interests seemingly all over the world. He is claiming that this is an honest mistake. However, again, hoisted by your own petard, because the Labour government were absolutely puritanical throughout the last days of the Tories, saying that everybody needed to resign for absolutely everything, and even wanted our Prime Minister arrested and locked up for eating a little bit of cake during the coronavirus crisis. So now here they are. If this guy has been found to not register his interest properly, then that's going to be big trouble for him, and it could well mean that everybody who's associated with him is also in trouble as well by association. So very much watch this space.
You know, Patrick, the most amazing thing for me is not just the greed this Prime Minister has for free clothes, but $60,000 worth of them. I don't know many people that would many men that would have that much.
Yeah, but it's also actually what's been underdeclared. So when he stayed at Lord Ali's penthouse for we don't even know how long for, if you work at what the rent would be per square foot for a property in that location in London, what he has declared is a fraction of that. So actually, you could conceivably add a lot more money to the things that he's received as well. And the clothing issue is absolutely bonkers. Who wants their wife dressed by another man? Bizarre.
And it's just... the whole thing is just so nuts. So nuts. Anyway, I don't get it. I noticed that, well, when he promised you change, you didn't realise he meant change of clothes. That's the real issue here, Patrick. Patrick Christys, thank you so much for your time.